Welcome to our second annual Army-Navy football game pregame show. I'm your co-host, Chris Gaylord. And yes, that is my actual last name.
And I'm your other co-host, Kerry Solan.
And if you're one of the 7 people who joined us last year, then prepare for the same level of disappointment, because we spent absolutely 0 time learning anything more about football since then.
And we're going to start off by doing our best to explain American soccer to you.
Now, this is your average football pitch. We're not exactly sure what it's called.
It's called a field, just like last year. Did you even read your notes?
Okay, well, agree to disagree. We're taking some creative liberties with the terminology here.
Every year, midshipmen from the United States Naval Academy and Army cadets from the United States Military Academy at West Point, New York, gather on this field to see who's the best at aggressively frolicking with friends in fake grass while tossing a pig bladder.
Well, Chris, I'm not sure that's entirely accurate. I don't think they're all friends.
Oh, that's a good point.
It's not actually a pig bladder, like it hasn't been since 1860.
Okay, smart guy. This year's game is taking place at Gillette Stadium, so let's hope these players' skills are razor sharp. Okay, not too excited for that particular joke, but the Army-Navy football game is something pretty much everyone gets excited for. Scratch that, a few people get excited for it.
To find out who exactly gets excited for the game, we're cutting to our man on the street, which is actually multiple mans.
And they might not even be mans or men. They might not even be human.
We don't know. We actually haven't seen this segment.
And they might
yet.
even just be aliens that we're interviewing.
Okay,
We haven't, yeah.
Let's cut to the segment.
Could be anything.
Hi, I'm Amber, and today we're gonna go interview some of our employees on the street. Random interviews. Follow me. You're literally following me. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Amber. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm about to test your knowledge on some military trivia. Are you ready?
Oh boy. Oh boy. Here we go. Now we're gonna cut anything I get wrong, right?
Of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
How many branches of the military are there?
I'm gonna say there's Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, which Marines are a department of the Navy, but they say they're the men's department, right? And then you have the Coast Guard, which actually falls under the Department of Transportation.
And one more.
Cut. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Space Force. How could I forget the Space Force?
You thought we were gonna ask you soccer questions.
Yes. Yeah, I'm just totally lost. Yeah.
Do you know the Army's mascot? What is the name of the Army's football team?
I didn't know we had a football team.
I have no idea.
I do not.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is the Black Knights.
You know how they got that name?
No.
So I'm turning the tables here. Here we go.
Okay. Oh. Let's go in this office.
And so it was from a newspaper that they got their name, the Black Knights of the Hudson.
There is an Army-Navy football game every year. Who do you think will win?
I'm gonna go with the Army.
Army.
I'm gonna go with Army.
I'm gonna go with the Army.
The Navy.
That is a wonderful guess, but no, false.
The Navy, what do you think their mascot would be?
A whale.
Maybe a whale.
That's you're the second whale. Okay, now, I'm hoping you know this one. What's the Corps of Engineers mascot?
The Corps of Engineers mascot?
Yeah.
The castle.
Pretty sure it's Chris Gaylord.
The dog.
Bobber. Okay.
Well, which kind of bear is best?
I don't know.
Black bear, I mean, obviously.
Commercial break.
Are you confused about what permit is right for you? Need to speak with a friendly professional about jurisdictional determinations? Looking for a simple breakdown for how to apply for a permit in your area? Reach out to the Portland District Regulatory Office at 508-808-4343. Our regulators will help you find the actions that are right for your specific construction needs, helping you get the thumbs up you need to legally move forward with construction.
Navy takes over, and Navy's going to win it.
Throughout our lives, we suffer setbacks, but adversity is only a catalyst for success. Only the strong bounce back. Without fail, without fear, without equal. Go Army, beat Navy.
I'm a poorly maintained bike in the powerhouse at John Day Dam. After decades of being ridden up and down this 2,000-foot-long powerhouse by maintenance crews, I'm ready for a break. A couple of proper maintenance checks might have saved my change. Instead, it's time to retire. Right now! If you're waiting for someone else to perform maintenance, you could be paying for this yourself. Make sure you're following the established safety protocol on your work site to be better protected from mishaps like me. Wow, the guy in that last commercial seemed pretty cool. I'd love to be friends with him.
Some of these people we interviewed, these men on the street, seem to know almost as much about football as we do. But we're going to exert our prowess here and give you a rundown of how this game works.
What's a rundown?
Now, we understand each team has 4 attempts to travel 10 yards.
And a yard is going to be, what's the average size of a front yard? 1,000 feet?
No, nowhere near that. Nowhere near
Okay,
that.
so like 900 feet.
Yeah. A unit of measurement, a yard.
Oh, that kind of yard, okay.
We're looking at footage and it looks like a game of Red Rover, let the football come over. Except nobody's making a chain. There's an attempt to hide the ball, and Mrs. Struthers, our 2nd grade teacher, isn't overseeing the carnage.
Okay, so not exactly a one-to-one comparison. But with that said, Kerry, what kind of rovers can we expect to see on that field?
Okay, well, we're seeing there are quite a few positions on the field. Let's break down the 22 positions. 22 positions? Did you just make that number up? Definitely.
There are 22 positions? Okay, that's way too many to talk about, even if we had a whole day. So let's just talk to a coach.
Okay. Here he is, the coach of the Army football team.
Yes, our new field correspondent, Ben with a B, is on site with him now. Let's roll that beautiful Ben footage.
Yes, thank you, Chris and Kerry. Yes, my name is Ben Rogers, and this is my first time interviewing on the field. Let's get started. Coach, from the Army team, how are we doing today?
I'm doing good. How's you doing?
Excellent, excellent. A little nervous, but I think we'll be okay. So I have a few notes. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years. Well, you know, I'm hoping that I'll be coaching
I'm sorry, Coach. I'm just being told that I'm starting to conduct the wrong type of interview. Sorry. Let me. Excuse me. What is your strategy for this year's game?
Oh, strategy for this year's game. Well, you know, given how bad we were last year with our strategy, assuming we knew the Navy was going to do, we've come up with a new game plan. And I got this game plan and got this thought because Portland Corps of Engineers Facebook page.
Nice.
And it's a fantastic page. It's one of the best. I mean, you know, it's informative, it's funny, it's creative. Last year they had this lock outage at John Day Dam, and they posted this video about how they went about fixing it. They talk about this caisson, this floating caisson, which they brought in so that they could keep the locks open while they fixed the lock.
Interesting.
So the floating caisson works like this. They pull it in with these tugboats, they fill it with water, and it drops to the bottom, stopping the water. Well, I got to thinking, you know, if we had something like that on the field, when they get ready to run a run play, we're going to do that taste on, but just kind of in reverse. So what we'll do is we'll do a human pyramid, you know, everybody stacked on top of each other, and we'll be able to stop that run. And I think it's going to be fairly successful.
Interesting, interesting. We'll see how well that plays out for you. Question, do you have any plans for the morale of your folks this year? Or any kind of, because of last year's loss?
Yeah, last year's loss was really tough. And I was thinking, give them the game ball. And it's not just any game ball, it's this game ball. This is a game ball that'll be given out to the player who gives us the most effort, who makes the difference, who gives us the ability to win. And this is by far one of the best game balls you're ever gonna find. There's no other game ball like it. You're not gonna find it, especially with the chew marks here that my dog kind of made. But yes, this is how we're gonna motivate our players to come out there and play hard.
Excellent. Well, thank you for the interview, Coach. We wish you the best of luck. Good luck out there. Back to you, Chris and Kerry.
Go Army, beat Navy.
Now, these coaches try to motivate their teams to get the ball into the end zone, either by running the ball until they're tackled or passing the ball. I don't know.
Well, you know what? We're going to do our best to motivate you a little bit by showing you some video of a bunch of people basically screaming the exact same thing over and over again.
From the sea to the DMV! The soldiers here in Korea have just one thing to say.
Go Army, beat Navy.
Go Army, beat Navy! Go Army, beat Navy! Go Army, beat Navy! Look that way and story is suit Go Army, beat Navy!
Now, when we left off, we were talking about that end zone.
Now, the end zone is a place where you're going to send that football to score some points. This is a place you want to be. This is a good place.
Chris, I would guess that that's a player's favorite place to be.
Oh, indeed. Yeah, totally agree. You know where my favorite place is to be?
The bathroom.
Well, no, not today. I'm talking about the safe space that exists between two jetties. And that's our next segment. Hi, and welcome to Between Two Jetties, where we talk about all manner of things. I'm joined today by our Deputy Commander, Major Katie Werback. Katie Werback, ma'am, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, Major Katie Werback.
Major Katie Werback, thank you. Real quick, I gotta do something. The segment brought to you by Safety Culture. It's not just a life jacket, it's a lifestyle. Got one for you too, man. Here. Let's look right here.
Nobody puts baby in the water without the life jacket?
Great, nailed it. Oh, yes. It's perfect. You're a natural. So, ma'am, what do you do?
I'm the Deputy Commander for Portland District of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers.
What does any of that mean?
That means I am second in command for a 1,400-person district, where the commander directs the overall district and I support what he needs and what the rest of the team needs.
Okay. Great. Did you get that? All right, I gotta look back at this thing real quick. But so, what is a deputy commander like? Are you kind of like the Barney Fife to our commanders, Andy Griffith? You're just running around, kind of hurting your trigger finger all the time and getting your gun taken away all the time?
I don't carry a gun.
Oh, you don't?
No.
We have like the suit and everything.
That doesn't mean I carry
suit,
a weapon all the time.
I mean, this is news to me.
I got these guns.
Well, there you have it. Okay, so great. 2 guns. You have 2 guns.
No, I do not carry an actual weapon. I work out.
Oh, okay. Great. What are some similarities between tossing the old pigskin and being an engineer?
Football and engineering. You need teams. You need teams for both of them.
Okay. Kind of unpack that a little bit.
Unpack the teams.
The teams.
Well, I guess I don't know too much about football. Something about rival schools, Army, Navy. But engineering, in the Corps of Engineers, we have some damn big projects that we need to work on. I don't know if you've heard of places like Bonneville, John Day Dam, the Willamette Valley.
So dams, got it. So you're kind of a leader. What's kind of strategy used for being a leader parallels to that of leading a football team?
Leading a football, I think we've covered that I don't know a lot about football. I don't bring people into the huddle. We don't, blue 42, line up on the line.
We were told you knew a lot about football, though.
I really don't know who told you that.
People told us.
I'm more of an engineer leader in the
All right.
Army.
Okay, no, that's fine. We were told you knew a lot about football.
I don't know who told you that.
People told us, and
I
now.
don't know about football. I know a little bit about cats. I know some stuff about cats, not football.
About cats. Well, okay, no, that makes one of us who was ready for this. So. Better?
I don't know about
leading
leading
more
cats.
In your element now. What?
I don't know about leading cats. Or I guess a little.
Hi. We're talking with Major Katie Werback, who is a cat expert.
Also not true.
I mean, okay, what is your favorite thing about cats?
I just want to hug all the cats. No?
Yeah, no. Yeah. Can you sort of, do you spend a lot of time with cats?
I know a little bit about cats. This weekend, I'm going to be taking my cats for a hike.
Oh, really? So you you just backpack them around, or
Pretty
how's
much.
that work?
Yeah, stick them in a pack, put them out on the leash, walk the cats.
What's it like having no life?
I don't have a life? What's it feel like to be dressing up as Al Borland 25 years after it stops airing?
It's supposed to be seasonal.
Al Borland is seasonal? Snowman? You're not quite a snowman either. Get your axe and go lumber cutting.
So what?
Are you gonna go visit Santa later on?
Okay.
Did you say your grandfather wore that in his casket? It looks a little bit yesteryear.
Is there a message you'd like to send to the Army team, and how about the team rivals the Navy?
How about the team rivals the Navy?
Navy team.
Go Army, beat Navy.
Does teamwork in fact make the dream work?
Teamwork typically makes the dream work. It's a little questionable with your attire, but the rest of us are a team. Portland's a good team. We're making some dreams.
Okay. How many footballs do you think would fit in this room?
42,183.
That was
I can
great.
math. I might not have a life, but I can math.
Okay.
Would you like to wipe your tears? I mean, Navy's going to cry, so you can wipe your tears on that. It'll be symbolic.
I hope the Army loses, okay? And I hope you're just cries. Who do you think you're hiding from? I can still see you.
Not when we're in front
I can still
of the
see you.
jetties. Oh, you can't camouflage with anything.
Oh, really? Okay. So
Except
explain
maybe
the
a snowman.
Digicam. We're
We're
not
not
even in the
wearing
woods.
Digicam.
We're in a building in downtown Portland.
And you're not outside standing next to a snowman.
Maybe I will be later. Okay?
Later, you've got plans for that?
Okay, so let's just, you know what? We're done. This was a good time, ma'am. Thank you again. Hope you have fun, being whatever you are.
I guess we're done here.
Commercial break! Commercial break! Commercial break!
And now for a commercial break.
Which you can't skip. There's no way to skip it. You have to watch it.
Commercial.
Everyone knows that puppies adore hydropower, and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers is the largest operator of hydroelectric power plants in the U.S., and more than 60% of that output comes from the North Pacific region. So show that you don't hate puppies and support Portland District Hydropower.
We are the U.S. Army NATO Brigade.
Allied Forces North Battalion.
Allied Forces South Battalion. Coming to you from Lille, France.
Headquarters of the Rapid Reaction Corps, France.
With an important message for our brothers and sisters at West Point.
Go Army! Be Navy!
I'm a careless new hire, not accountable for anything, a short attention span, and a need to get into mischief.
After some light housekeeping to get my juices flowing, it's time to get to the real work, like testing the acoustics on safety cones, practicing my sweet parkour moves, and a little redecorating to spruce things up a bit.
Hey, what are you doing?
Who the Mount St. Helens are you?
I'm safety culture, but you have to call me Dragon.
I'm Mishap, but you have to call me Nighthawk.
And if you want to cause mishaps, you have to go through me.
And me.
And me.
And me too.
Your days of causing mishaps are over.
Ah! I am visibly defeated. Wow, the guy in that last video, right?
We know it's you.
I mean, it looked a lot like me, but you know, looks can be deceiving.
And speaking of looks, let's take a look at the team mascots.
Like, is that like a type of apricot?
No, but almost as fuzzy.
Ah. Okay.
Great.
Fantastic.
Well, we'll go with the best first, the Army mascot. So here we have a mule.
Now, you might be thinking to yourself, that makes a lot of sense. And it does.
The Army mascot, the mule, came into existence in 1899 when a supply officer with little to no imagination looked over, saw a mule pulling an ice wagon and thought, that's our guy. Let's take a closer look at this mule mascot. Suspenders on, shirt off, totally ripped.
And his suspenders also appear to be holding up basketball shorts, which have an elastic waistband. So not really sure what's going on there. Kind of an unusual fashion choice.
Interesting point.
Now, like any sports team, you have the real animal, and then you have the mascot, which is essentially a cartoon character. And when you're building out that character, you're thinking of the usual things. Let's try to resemble the real animal as much as possible. Let's make this a wearable costume for someone. And of course, let's give it pecs and six-pack abs.
I don't know if this mule is on the keto diet or what.
I mean, he's definitely doing a lot of push-ups in his free time, and oh, okay, that's a little NSFW, is it not?
Wow, what is happening here? I feel like that mule must have used that as his Tinder profile picture after it was taken.
You know, I think I've seen this movie, but we probably shouldn't talk about that.
But here's something that we can and will talk about. The Navy's team mascot, which is a goat named Bill.
Bill the goat. So apparently someone's dad came up with this mascot, which kind of looks more like a ram, actually, doesn't it?
You know, Chris, I'm a little rusty on my knowledge of the bovidae species and their specific anatomy.
Do you think he goes by William in more formal settings?
I have no idea. I will say that a goat doesn't seem to be the most natural choice for a maritime service of the branch. And that's why we've reimagined some more suitable options. First up, merman. This is essentially Michael Phelps mixed with a fish.
So basically it's just Michael Phelps. He kind of is a fish, right?
Exactly.
Majestic dolphin.
A dolphin by itself is certainly fitting, but it's also a little plain.
And that's where the majesty comes in. And we've achieved that by adding a little crown on top of its head. See that right there?
Brilliant. Jellyfish.
Now, this one I love. Just imagine the movement you could generate on the sidelines with a mascot like this. A lot of sort of undulating and billowing and sort of wiggling, that kind of thing.
And that's all for our mascot chat. Now we turn to our new and awkward correspondent, Ben Rogers, for a pregame check with the Navy team's coach, because they said no when we asked for an interview with Bill, the goat.
Next best thing, right? Over to you, Ben.
Thank you, Chris and Kerry. Yes, we are back on the field, this time with the coach from the Navy team, who appears to be in the witness protection program. Coach, how are you doing today?
Well, I'm doing just fine, and glad you could recognize me as coach. Most people think I'm Forrest Gump when they take a look at me.
I see. Interesting. You guys, you did pretty well last year. Do you have any new strategies that you're going to attack with?
You know, I'm of the mind that if it ain't broke, you don't fix it. So this year, I think we're going to stick with our game plan that we had last year, and I can tell you, play by play, what we're going to do. I'll start out with play number 1. We're going to hand the ball off to our fullback and have them run it up the middle. Now, the only way they can get stopped if Army somehow comes up with some sort of caissons that they're going to build right in front of my line that somehow will stop that running back from going much further. Now, if they did that, I have another idea. What we'll do is we'll run around the caisson, however. But we're going to run around that thing if they happen to do that. That's the only way I can figure they're going to be able to stop us on our run.
I see. Great. Do you have any new plans to motivate your players this year?
I got to tell you, for this game, our Marines and our sailors are motivated because they know at the end of the season and at the end of the year, they're going to go off and they're going to serve in the glorious Marine Corps and Navy. And I can't think of a better way to motivate your troops and tell them they're going to serve their time on a ship out in the middle of nowhere.
Excellent. Wow, that's quite the motivation indeed. Yes, so are there any last words you want to part with today before the game starts?
Go Navy, beat Army.
Well, you heard it down here on the field. We'll go back to you, Chris and Kerry.
Commercial break.
As a working mom, I don't have a lot of time. I used to have to choose between getting the information I need or laughing. But since following the Portland District on social media, I can do both. With a simple click on your desktop or tap on your mobile device, you can get all the news, facts, and information you need, and the sick memes you love. Follow Portland District on social media and make your life a little less soul-sucking.
The Corps provides quality public outdoor recreation to serve the needs of present and future generations while managing and conserving natural resources. Visit one of our recreation areas to connect with nature and create lasting memories.
Well, our time together is coming to a close, but before it's over, we thought we'd leave you with a few fast facts about the Army and Navy game, which, in retrospect, we probably should have led with.
Yeah, but like my many failed attempts to get in shape, we're a work in progress.
Let's talk about something less personal, numbers.
I don't know, Kerry, the numbers on a scale are pretty personal.
Well, how about these numbers? The Army and Navy have faced off a total of 122 times. To date, the Navy has won 62 games and the Army has won 53. There have been 7 draws. It kind of feels like we're on the wrong side of the rivalry, doesn't it, Chris?
Yeah, a little bit. Well, and speaking of rivalries, the longest interruption of this game, which lasted from 1894 to 1898, came about after an Army general looked at a Navy admiral and said, "Come at me, bro! You want to throw down?" You know, just like that. Maybe not in those exact words, but, you know, suffice to say, I don't think they were talking about a dance-off.
Gotta love those friendly rivalries.
They're as timeless as sporting itself.
but perhaps not as timeless as something pretty much you can play back endlessly. Of course, I am talking about the instant replay, which made its debut at the 1963 Army-Navy game.
What? No way! Think we'll see any instant replays during the game, Kerry?
I don't know, Chris. I've never actually watched a football game.
Yeah, neither have I, if I'm being honest. You know, I always want to watch, and then something stops me.
What stops you?
Usually the fact that I don't want to watch it.
Well, if you do find yourself wanting to watch the Army-Navy football game, it's about to start with a little something they call a kickoff.
Yep, and we'll drop a live viewing link for the game in the comments below. Kerry, who do you think's going to win?
If I had to say, it would be death. Death always wins.
I'm actually talking about the game, Kerry.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I guess in that case, the Army. How about you?
Well, based on historical data, I'm going to have to go Navy. I'm sorry, I made a terrible mistake. The Army will win the Army-Navy game by a significant margin. Go Army! Beat Navy. I'm in good spirits. I'm doing just great to my family. I love you. Bye.